Total English, practice paper 7, question number 4. Read the following passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. A prominent engineer was talking to a fellow passenger in the train. He said, "What exactly is the meaning of word fame? No one has given a clear, logical definition of the word. If we knew what fame is, the means of attaining it might also perhaps be known to us. When I was younger, I strove after a celebrity position with every fiber of my being. To be popular was my craze, so to speak. For the sake of it, I studied, worked, sat up at night, and neglected my meals. And I fancy, as far as I can judge, I had all the natural gifts for attaining it. To begin with, I am an engineer by profession. In the course of my life, I have built in Russia some 2 dozen magnificent bridges. I have laid aqueducts for 3 towns. I have worked in Russia, in England, in Belgium. And yet, here I am in my old age. I am as celebrated as that black dog running on the embankment. How can you tell? Perhaps you are celebrated, said the fellow passenger. Well, we will test it at once. Tell me, have you ever heard the name Krikonov? No, I haven't heard it. Then the engineer said, that is my surname. You, an educated man, have never heard of me. A convincing proof. If you are not tired of listening, I will illustrate my point of view by an example. This young lady had not the slightest right to call herself a singer. She was a creature entirely devoid of talent. A public ceremony took place to celebrate the opening of the newly constructed bridge. My bridge was a magnificent work. I thought that the eyes of all the public will be on me, except the official personages. No one took the slightest notice of me. They were not bothered to know who had built the bridge. All at once the public became agitated. A whisper ran through the crowd. I looked, and the singer was making her way through the crowd. A whisper began in 1,000 voices. Thus, so and so. Then they noticed me. A couple of young boys looked at me, exchanged glances, and whispered, that is her lover. How do you like that? Now it was the turn of the fellow passenger. He said, there are no bards nowadays, and a celebrity is created almost exclusively by the media. I could give you so many examples. Do our masses know anything of Russian artists, sculptors, any literary man? Allow me to ask you a question. Do you know the name Pushkov? Pushkov? No, I don't know it. That is my name, said the fellow passenger. Then you do not know it. And yet I have been a professor at one of the Russian universities for 35 years, a member of the academic sciences. I have published many books and articles. The engineer and his fellow traveler looked at each other and burst out laughing.
For each word given below, choose the correct meaning. Number 1, logical, meaning is reasonable. Number 2, strove, meaning is struggled. Which word in the passage means the opposite of the word unsung? The answer is celebrated. Answer the following questions. Question A. What was the topic of discussion between the engineer and his fellow passengers in the train? Answer. The topic of discussion was the concept of fame, its meaning, how it is achieved, and why some deserving individuals remain unnoticed or unfamous. Next question. What did the engineer do to attain the status of a celebrity? The engineer studied day and night, worked hard, neglected his meals, and by utilizing his natural talents, he built remarkable infrastructures like bridges and aqueducts. Next question. What proof did the engineer give to show that he could be a celebrity? Answer. The engineer asked his fellow passenger if he had ever heard the name Krikunev. When the passenger said no, he pointed out that despite his outstanding contributions, he remained unknown, suggesting that he was not famous truly. Who was the engineer's fellow passenger? Answer. The fellow passenger was Pushkov, a professor at a Russian university for 35 years and a member of the Academy of Sciences who had published many books and articles. Next question. Why did the engineer and his fellow passenger burst out laughing? Answer. The engineer and his fellow passenger burst out laughing because both realized that they both had dedicated their lives to significant professional achievements, one as an engineer who built numerous bridges and aqueducts, and the other as a professor and member of the Academy of Sciences. Yet neither was known by the other. This incident brought out the irony of the discussion on fame, indicating how talented and worthy individuals remain unnoticed while less deserving individuals gain widespread recognition. Their laughter was a shared acknowledgement of this paradox.